All righty. Well, how about if we do another story, since it's been a while since Papa's posted. So we'll do one more story called Caps for Sale. A tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Told and illustrated by Esfer Slobodinka. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. Oh my goodness. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. And as he went along, he called, "Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up and down the street, and he walked calling, "Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps. That morning, nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, so he walked out of town, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he got to a great big tree. "This is a nice place for a rest," thought he. He sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put his hand to feel if they were straight. First he checked his check cap, then the gray cap, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps, and on the very top, they were all there, so he went to sleep, and he slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. And all he felt was his own checked cap. Oh my goodness! He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. What do you think happened to his caps? I wonder. Then he looked up in the tree, and what do you think he saw? Oh my goodness, on every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys, and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking his finger at them, "give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, tiz." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you, give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, tiz." Now he felt quite angry, and he stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, tiz." By this time the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, tiz." At last he became so angry he pulled off his own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. But the monkeys, each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Well, that was the answer to his problem, wasn't it? So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back into town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end.